friend, I want to let you know that I'm going to talk about racism right now, but you don't need to feel nervous about it. Okay? Either you're going to relate to me or I'm going to warmly bring you into my point of view. Either way, let's chat. I brought avocado toast. I want the best for us. During interviews, I get asked a lot of questions time and time again, and usually they have to do with race and my experience and being a woman of color, yada yada yada. The best one is, how is your job different as a woman of color? And it's so weird because the answer is literally getting asked this question. Can I just be super honest with you? Years ago when people would ask me this question about race and racism and my experience, I used to get so stressed out because I convinced myself they want to hear the classic stories, you know? Yeah, I got bullied in school, people used to call me names, people made fun of my lunch, but the truth is, that isn't true. I got bullied in school because I had the athletic ability of a potato, okay? A regular potato, not even a sexy potato. And I've been thinking about this a lot recently, especially working in this industry, and I've learned that racism isn't always that intense stuff you see in movies. It's not always the violent stuff we've seen since forever in history. Yes, that exists, but there's also the more subtle racism called systemic racism that is just as harmful. And hold on, I know systemic racism is like a buzzword that politicians use, but here's the catch. I'm not gonna pivot. I'm actually gonna talk about it. I wanna have meaningful dialogue. Systemic racism is when a group of people are discriminated against because the society we live in wasn't designed for them, and they have failed to modernize it to accommodate to them. AKA, it's like trying to play a PS5 game on a PS2. And systemic racism is a big reason why white privilege exists. Now, I need to stop right there and say, if you're watching this and you're white, I am by no way, shape, or form saying that you are at fault and you are bad. That would be lazy and a generalization that I'm not trying to make. However, I am saying that it would be lovely if you recognized your position and used your power to help better the system for other people. Because let's be real, yes, some systems historically have been created to be hurdles for people of color, but other things are not always intentional. You still with me? Okay, let me break it down for you. Through systemic racism, people that don't look like the majority of society have to work harder, often miss out on opportunities, and are treated differently. But I'm not a fan of talking about hypotheticals, so I'm gonna give you some real, concrete examples from my life. AKA, I brought receipts. Oh wait, these are actually for nipple covers. Now, I'm really grateful to have the platform I have, but one of the things about being a woman of color on the screen is that there's so much pressure to be perfect. Because if things don't go well on this show, people are not gonna say, that's why Lily shouldn't have gotten a show. No, you know they're gonna say, this is why brown women shouldn't get shows. I literally already see those tweets right now. And it's so unfair because I wish I could just say, if this show does poorly, it's because I and only I suck. Don't blame all brown women. Not their fault. Okay, not every brown woman is gonna spend a sizable part of the budget on nipple covers, just I will. And the same pressure is not applied to shows that feature white hosts or actors. After a bad season of a show, no one is saying, oh, this is why white people shouldn't have sitcoms. And some white people get like 6 shows. Yeah, it's called pulling a Leno. And then there's the fact that so few people in this industry look like me to even begin with that we get compared in ways that don't even make sense. Like my friend Liza Koshy, okay? I adore her. I think she is so talented, but sometimes people in this industry don't realize we're not the same person. And by brands, we often get treated like we're interchangeable. Like, oh, is Lily busy? Call Liza. Oh, Liza's not free? Have we tried Lily? And it's frustrating because usually these calls are for one spot in a commercial or a shoot, and it's between me or Liza. If it's 2 white people, no questions asked, except for, is there enough sunscreen on set? Okay, I made a white joke, I'm sorry. Not to mention there's tons of barriers for people that live in a society that wasn't built for them on social media. Now, you know I love Instagram, I'm an avid user, but as of right now, IGTV videos that are not in English cannot be monetized because English is the priority. In fact, even doing this rant, I already know there's gonna be haters sitting at home being like, okay, let me take a shot every time Lily talks about being a brown woman. And let me just tell you, homie, I hope you ate dinner, okay? Because if you're doing this on an empty stomach, you're gonna feel it in the morning. Because you should ask yourself, why can I not talk about my identity? Why can I only talk about it X number of times for you to feel comfortable? Can you imagine if we tracked every time a white person did a white person thing? Oh, Tom and Nancy named their son Brady, better tweet about it. Dude, Colbert just called it chai tea again. Sharon is crying during This Is Us again. You probably don't do that, so why do you do it to me? This is hard enough and my name is Lily, but I always think, what would my life be like if my name was Anushka or Khadija? Would executives still have given me a shot if my name was hard to pronounce and it couldn't be in this title so neatly? Another reality that we all need to accept, and this includes people of color, is that we all have some degree of privilege. And all I'm saying is we should recognize what it is and then help people. So no, I'm not suggesting that every workplace has to hold a mandatory chai tea learning session. Although if you do, I call dibs on leading it. Liza, I said it first. But what I am saying is that as we all join together to fight racism that is visible to us, let us also fight the racism that isn't always visible to us. Because the only way we can do that is together. See? That wasn't so bad, right? Thanks so much for watching this clip, and thank you even more for supporting the underdog. If you want to subscribe to this channel, you can click right over there. For more clips just like this one that are hilarious, you can click right over there. Hopefully, if someone did their job, those things are there. We'll see.